So this is everything I know about rectal insufflation ozone therapy. In my mind, A to Z. First, you want to start out with the oxygen concentrator or an oxygen tank. You need an oxygen source to flow up and go into your oxygen concentrator and then come out your tube. Ozonated air, or just ozone gas, I guess. I have about 3 feet going from my oxygen concentrator to my ozone generator. 3 feet of tubing coming in here. Then I have 10 feet of tubing coming out of the ozone generator, and that's what I click into my catheter. So with an oxygen concentrator, it's not an exact science. I have this set just below a quarter liter per hour, or per minute, excuse me, quarter liter per minute, and then 3 feet of tubing going into my ozone generator, and then 10 feet of tubing, so it's a little less than a quarter liter per minute. Now, a lot of people in my ozone cabinet here, a lot of people are using the insufflation bag, and you can get that from promolife.com. I believe they're $79. And I have used this not for rectal insufflation, not even once. There are a lot of people doing it that way, and there are a lot of people just hooking up to the machines. With this, I've used this one about 75 times for ear insufflation. I hook up the ear scope to this and then squeeze the gas and it goes into your ear. So I've used that about 75 times for ear insufflation, and the bag did eventually wear out. I don't know if it was the seals to the bags that got eaten away by the ozone or what the case was, but eventually it does wear out. Most definitely worth the $80. I've already bought another one, and I have that one ready to go. So let's talk a little bit about the oxygen. On an oxygen concentrator, let's turn this thing on in a second here. Over here there's a warning that says if it is below 1 liter per minute that it's going to beep. These things are designed for elderly people or people who have breathing issues or low oxygen levels or things like that, and they have the tube going up underneath their nose and they're breathing the O2. So when this goes below 1 liter per minute, the machine is thinking and has been designed to beep as a warning, so you can turn it up and have the person get all the oxygen they need. Maybe a kink in the tubing or something like that might make it beep. We want, for ozone therapy, to turn it all the way down. This one goes all the way up to 5 liters per minute, and 1 liter per minute, half a liter, and then 0. So let's turn this thing on and show you an example of what it does. A loud beep when you turn it on, and you have to turn it on to move this thing up or down. So I have it just below half a liter per minute. That's the very lowest setting that I can do on this particular machine. Now in a second it's going to start beeping, and while you do your therapy, if you're going to use the machine, it's going to beep like that constantly while you're doing your treatment, because you need it at this low flow level of half a liter per minute with all the tubing. It's around a quarter of a liter per minute. So to get this even more scientific or closer to an exact number, you would buy either a low flow oxygen concentrator, which this is not, or you would buy, like promolife.com has a pediatric flow regulator, and I believe, I haven't done that much checking into it because it's like $300 or something, and I just don't have that much money. So you would hook this into a little block up on the table, and then you could set it exactly where you wanted it. And that would give you an exact airflow up into your ozone generator. And basically those are the 3 different type or oxygen tank, excuse me, with a pediatric flow regulator. And that is the best option, to use a oxygen tank. and not an oxygen concentrator. You can get a prescription from your doctor for medical oxygen and either get an oxygen concentrator or you can get an oxygen tank. And for rectal insufflation, I would highly recommend an oxygen tank if you can swing that. So this is not the best way to do it. There's a little bit better way. You can add a pediatric flow regulator to an oxygen concentrator. You can get a low flow oxygen concentrator, or you can get a oxygen tank with a pediatric flow regulator attached to that. So you can get an exact amount of airflow and be more scientific with this. So that's the oxygen. You need an oxygen source. You need a oxygen concentrator, a low flow oxygen concentrator, or an oxygen tank. Oxygen tank with the low flow pediatric flow regulator is the best option because it's the purest form of O2. With an oxygen concentrator, you want to let it run for a few minutes and get up to purity. And basically there is other things in with the O2 when you use this. There's nitrogen and blah, blah, blah. So it's not the purest, cleanest, best way to do this. It is a way to do it, and it's not necessarily unsafe. I haven't found anything that say that it would be unsafe to do it in this manner, but just from research, an oxygen tank with that pure form of oxygen is a better thing to have. I haven't done too much research into this because it's just money-wise I can't afford to, get an oxygen tank, all these different things. So the main deal with all of this is that this is putting nitrogen in with your ozone. So you want the purest form of oxygen to run into your ozone generator. So that's kind of the spiel on oxygen. And again, that's flowing up into my ozone generator. And for rectal insufflation, there is a knob you can twist. It's got 3 dots on it, one on the left, one on the top, and one on the right. I kind of imagine there's 1, 2, 3. And for rectal insufflation, you want it turned all the way clockwise, all the way to the right on number 3. And at about 1/4 liter per minute, and the 3rd setting on the ozone generator, again, this isn't an exact science, but it's about 34 gamma. And gamma is the concentration of the ozone. So if I have it on number 2 up here, and it's still the same airflow, it's going to be giving me about 18 gamma. So there's different settings and stuff, and your ozone generator should come with a little sheet of paper, have like a table, airflow, what number you have the knob turned to, and that'll give you the amount of gamma. So let's get into the catheters. And again, Promolife was the best place that I found for ozone equipment. They just had like everything. This is the catheter that I showed you in the previous video, and it's very, very flexible, very soft, very flimsy. The reason I didn't like this one is because once it's in, it doesn't have like a click. It's just kind of a loose tube, and you need to hold it. Or at least I did, because I felt that not everything would be coming out, and I just didn't like it. So this one was more expensive, and I didn't like it. This one with the red cap at the top, it's a little bit more rigid, a tiny bit bigger. I'm not going to notice the difference, but when you have it in and you click this in, it actually clicks. So it won't, you don't have to hold it and make sure everything's going the way it should be. It can just click into place. Now, when you're doing the treatment, a good way to measure is to put your catheter right here and then follow it down, and when you reach your anus or your rectum, whatever, you might have this much left, you might have this much, you might have this much. A good way to measure, I've found, is to just put it right here with about 1 inch above your belt or your pant line, and then follow it down, pinch it off, and that's how much it's going to go into your body. That's kind of a general rule of thumb that I've come up with on my own, I guess. So when you want to put this in, I've heard other people use different oils and not vegetable oil, but castor oil and different oils and stuff to put on their rectum and put on the catheter. I'm not okay with that. I don't want to use oils. Like I said in a previous video, I'm a young guy and I don't want to do this at all, but hey, it saved my life. So what I use is a lubricant called Astroglide Gel. And you want a gel when doing this, I think, because it's more porous and you could put it on your finger and put a little bit. Put about a dime size drop on my rectum, and then I put a quarter, and then I just lube this thing up and put it in, and it's no problem at all. It's nice and smooth and easy. So I have lubricant, I put that on. I always have some towels on the ground here next to my toilet, and wipe my hands off with that lubricant. So get the gross stuff off. When you put this in, like I said, you only want to put it in 2 to 4 inches. It really depends on your body. If it's not in far enough, once you hook up to the machine, it might and leak out of your body. In that case, just reach down and push it in farther. Now, don't force it in to where it's this far in and different things. If it's this far in, it's in too far and you're hurting yourself. So you really just want to put it in about 3 inches, we'll say. And using the lubricant is way easy. At a certain point, it feels like you can't really push it in anymore. I believe that's just because of the way your body is made up inside. So I put a little bit of lubricant on me, put a little bit on here, and I put it in, and then I stand up and finish putting it in. And then I pull up my pants and have this sticking out about that far, and I just put it on top of my shirt, and then turn this on, the oxygen, and let it run for a minute or two, and then I turn the ozone on, and when I have a good flow of ozone gas coming out of the tube, you can smell it. Ooh, man, if you put it too close and take too big of a whiff, and it's really full, like you're gonna really not necessarily harm your lungs, but it's not good for your lungs. That's really the only place that ozone isn't good, is breathing it in. And there's ways you can do that, and whatever, you can do more research and find that out. So you have your oxygen on for maybe 3 to 5 minutes, and let it get up to its purity of about 92, 94% pure O2. And then you turn on your ozone, and then you wait until you have a steady flow of ozone gas. And then click this in, click. And you just sit there and wait. At the settings I have, 1/4 of a liter per minute airflow. Do not go more than 2 minutes. This is a very quick, easy treatment. And the longer you do it, the more you're just going to feel full, and it's just not comfortable. So if you're not comfortable after 20 seconds, pull it out. You're done. And over time, you'll get better, and it'll be easier, and you'll get more used to the feelings and all of this different stuff. So when you're doing this treatment, really listen to your body. There's nobody out there who can really tell you hard, fast anything. It's your body. Listen to your body. So you just hook this up, and you're going to feel the air going into your body. And if you have any fecal matter or poop inside your body, and you've pushed the catheter through it, you're going to feel it bubbling through your feces. And yeah, it is what it is. So if it's just coming out of your body, push the catheter in a little bit more. And if you had to push your catheter through any fecal matter, you're going to feel that inside your body bubbling out. And when you push it through, there are two large holes, I guess, on the side of this thing, and that's where the air comes out. And when you push this through fecal matter, you're going to get some inside of the tube, and that kind of thing. You know, not the best, but when you do the treatment and you have any kind of fecal matter in your body, then it will make you want to go to the bathroom. So when you're done with this treatment, try not to let anything escape your body. Don't, pass gas or fart. Don't use the bathroom. Don't have a bowel movement. Nothing like that for as long as you can hold. So back to this part. You have your tube in. I use a cell phone timer and a stopwatch, and I click 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, start my timer, and then when it gets to 155, pull this out. Do not disconnect the tubes while the catheter is in your body. Not exactly sure why, but when I started all this, I started in a doctor's office, oxidative therapist, and that was very big for him. Do not pull it out of your, don't disconnect the tubes, pull it out of your body. I would imagine, this is just a guess, that's because if this isn't hooked up, you have basically an open airway into your rectum, and all of the air out here is poisonous for inside your body. The ozone gas is not. So when you are done with your treatment, 154, 155, boom, you pull this out of your body. Then disconnect your tubing. Then you turn off your ozone generator. Then you let your air run for a minute, because the ozone gas that's stuck inside of here in your ozone generator can rust the parts. That's, in a way, I think about it like this is just rusting everything and getting rid of it. Like all viruses, all toxins, all bacteria, turns it to rust, and then your body gets rid of it. So that's kind of how I think about it. I'm not a scientist, but that's how I think about it. So when you pull it out of your body, disconnect, turn this off, your ozone generator, then let your oxygen run for a minute and clean this out. And then you can turn this off and you're good to go. So, all right, so let's go into the bathroom here, and I'll show you what I do with the catheters after I'm done. Like I said, I have some paper towels there to clean the lubricant off of my hand and body, I guess, and basically sit down to put the catheter in and then stand up to insert it the rest of the way. So once I am done, I unhook, I pull this out of my butt, pull it out of my body, then unhook it, excuse me, then bring it in here. And what I do with my catheters is put it down the drain. Basically just shove it down in there and then turn the water on. And if there's any fecal matter or anything like that, it will wash away most of it, and then pull it out. And you can just use basically any kind of soap you want. I just use soft soap, hand washing soap stuff, and then wash this off. And then I take it and put it into a bucket, or it's actually a Country Crock butter tub, a little bit of alcohol, and basically just after I've washed it all off, just wrap it around and put it in there and swirl it around, let it sit for 30 seconds to a minute, anything like that, just to kill all the bacteria and germs and everything. And then I put it out, pull it out, and excuse me, put it onto paper towels to let it air dry. Then you can reuse this catheter. I don't reuse them more than 5 or 6 times. No real reason. Just because That's the number I feel is sanitary while doing the treatments and stuff. So sit down, lube up, put the catheter in, stand up, put it all the way in, and come out here, turn your oxygen on, let that run for a few minutes, then turn your ozone generator on, let that run, make sure you have a good flow of ozone, then simply just click into your catheter with the tubing.
Pretty much what I can think about for rectal insufflation for now. You want your oxygen very low. Your machine is probably going to beep. That's okay. You're not dying because you're not getting oxygen. You're trying to get a low flow of oxygen flowing into your ozone generator, then out. Oh, and this is the connector. That's the connector that comes with a package of 30 catheters, and that's what clicks into that red part. So basically, the reason I said that I had a year supply is because those catheters are reusable, and this is the box of 30 that I got almost a year ago, and I still have almost 15 catheters left, and 30 of these came with this little connector for like $75 or something like that. So that's partly why I said it was a year supply for the $800. And I bought online a 12-pack of the lubricant I just showed you, and I've only used 2 of them. So I bought one at the store, and then I bought this online, a whole package of them. I have another one of those, so I still have 10 of those left, and I ordered 12. So basically, that's all the information I can think of for rectal insufflation ozone therapy. Good luck, everybody.